celebration, Simcha, Simcha, celebration of life.
Hello, welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm Nikki Wallman. Purim is one of the most joyous and fun-filled holidays in the Jewish calendar. It commemorates a time when the Jewish people living in Persia were saved from extermination. It's customary to hold carnival-like celebrations on Purim, and Ratanga Junction in Cape Town became a playground for fancy dress, delicious food stalls and music in a recent Purim event. Simcha, of course, was there.
Sing with me, Mishenechnas Adar, Marbim Marbim, Marbim V'Simcha.
We've been looking forward to this for the last 5 years. We decided we're going to finally take our honeymoon to Ratanga Junction. Isn't that so, dear?
Absolutely, darling. And that's why Purim is such a special time. A time full of such joy and wonderful love between all Jews that we actually give gifts to each other. They're called Mishloach Manot. Did you give gifts to people today?
What happened to your voice, dear? It's gone very deep.
That's what happens on Purim. Because Purim is Nahafochu. Everything turns around. That we were during the time of Haman and the time of Achashverosh. They threatened to destroy the entire Jewish people.
Destroy!
Oh my goodness me. Yes, but V'nahafochu, everything turned around and we, the Jewish people, were victorious. And so today is a celebration of the victory of the Jews over all their enemies. And we celebrate in beautiful ways. We dress up. Did you know that?
We dance!
Yeah, we dance. And we sing. And we're incredibly happy because it is a day of great celebration of the Jewish people over all their enemies. Chag Sameach!
We're very lucky here to have Shubi-Doob Shloimi.
Shooby-Doob Shloimi. Come on, I want to see you doing all that. What did you say?
Shubi-Doob Shloimi, well, Shloimi or Shlomo is my Hebrew name. So Shubi-Doob Shloimi really is me. It didn't really become me, it is me, and was built around my Hebrew name. And it's a character that educates children and gets them excited about their Jewish heritage through song, through dance, and through movement.
There's a smile in my heart. This learning Torah is a part of who I am and what I do. Torah is special for me and you.
All the festivals have such a message, have such a special message for children, that we try and write songs that connect the children to the meaning and the messages of the festival and get them excited to celebrate that festival and be part of it.
On Purim, we have the chance to be something we're not. And just like Esther, she came out of herself and she did something that was so unbelievable. She went and saved the Jewish people. We have the chance to be anything we want to be. And Purim reminds us of that. We love Purim, we love dressing up. You'll come as Superman, you'll come as a clown.
Well, our Purim show that we put on today obviously is a show of fun, a show of entertainment, and they phoned us from Cape Town and asked if we would come and do the show. And so we came into the different schools, gave the children the songs, trained them, and here we are.
We love Purim, we love dressing up. I'll come as a chef, and you'll come as a queen.
God kind of disguised himself in the whole story of Purim. So throughout the Megillah, we don't see God's name mentioned at all. The way God disguised himself is, when you look at the story, it kind of looks like, it's just taken the course of nature. Nothing out of the ordinary. The king got drunk, he killed his wife. He needed a new wife, so it happened to be Esther. And then Mordechai was a smart man, so he worked for the king, etc., etc. So, everything kind of seems that it just went along with, the regular course of things. So we dress up and, put on these disguises, so to say, that, to commemorate the way God disguised himself in the Purim story, some 2,000 years ago.
Haman was very, very, very bad. When I say the word Haman, what do? So let's try that again. Haman was very, very bad. And Mordechai the Jew would not bow down to Haman. And so you know what Haman decided to do? He said, if Mordechai's not going to bow down to me, I am going to kill Mordechai and the whole of the Jewish people. Can you believe that?
Haman is a descendant of the Amalekim. And they were a tribe that went against the Jews in Egypt, after the splitting of the sea, when no other nation would go against, they went and they fought against the Jews and they gave trouble, and he's a descendant, so we're eliminating them from the Torah. It's a mitzvah, one of the 6 remembrances to eliminate their name, and he's a descendant from them.
And so, Queen Esther, who became queen of the whole palace of Achashverosh, she was amazing. And she helped to save the Jewish people.
We have Tasha made of goldies. They are 3-cornered pastry, which is very symbolic of Purim. It was named after Haman's hat or Haman's ears. There are different versions, which was 3-cornered. We've got here today, they're all parab, so we've got here today filled with mon, which is a paste made with poppy seed, syrup, very sweet, and the other ones are filled with chocolate chips.
Here the community is awesome. In Israel you're doing like your own small community or your own family Purim. The fact that everyone came together to the Purim, it's amazing. It's all other kind of joy and happiness. It's awesome. We really thank the community who brought us here.
Happy Purim!
Happy Purim!
Purim in Cape Town and Purim in Ratanga Junction has been absolutely fantastic, where the entire community has come together to celebrate together, to have fun together, to sing together. And at the real time of Purim, it was a time when all the Jews had so much unity and stood together, and I've really felt that here today. So Yasher Koach to the Rabbinical Association for just instituting such an awesome and really wonderful event. Purim Sameach.
Living in today's fast-paced world where depression and sadness are on the rise and many view money as the gateway to happiness, people often forget that it's the simple things in life that truly make us happy. Today, in our Kabbalah Love series, Rabbi Weinberg teaches about the attitude of gratitude.
The first chapter is called the attitude of gratitude. Now, cultivating an attitude of gratitude is the first step to live a happy life. Today, many of us don't lack as we lacked many years ago. We live much better lives, and yet, to a large extent, unfortunately, our lives are not happier. In fact, often our lives are more depressed. In fact, here in Africa, we can see clearly that there are many who are very poor, and they're happier than many that are very rich. In fact, it seems to me that sometimes the richer you get, the more miserable you get. So why is that? And the answer is, it doesn't make a difference what you have. It makes a difference how you appreciate or don't appreciate what you have, and that causes happiness or not. Let me share with you a sweet story about Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear came into my synagogue while I was the rabbi in Plettenberg Bay, and he was shaking his head sadly, and he says, "Rabbi, I don't understand why young people don't get along today. You know, I was married for over 40 years, and I never had a single argument with my wife." So I thought, wow, that's pretty impressive. "What was the secret to your happy marriage?" I asked him. He said, "You know, when I was a young man, I once asked my boss to lend me money for a lotto ticket. My boss said to me, 'Young man, do you know when you'll win the lotto? When you walk down the aisle to your chuppah, to your marriage canopy.'" So, did Mr. Bear answer my question? I asked him how he had such a great relationship for 40 years. And then I thought about it, and I said, yes, he did answer my question. Because what he was telling me was he viewed his marriage as if he won the lotto. Today, this is a perfect example where what should give people the most pleasure often ends up, for very silly reasons, in divorce. As we know, there's over 50% divorce rate today. So in other words, it's not what you have, it's rather how you view what you have. So this chapter's challenge is to make a list and write down all the things that you consider to be blessings in your life. For example, think about the things that you would miss if you no longer had them. Now write down a list, and after you finish that list, say, "Thank you, God, for all these blessings." Now every morning, when you wake up, the first thing you should do is read your list. And I guarantee you, over 2 weeks, you'll notice a perceptible shift in your entire life.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you'd like to catch up on any shows you might have missed, you can find them on our website at www.spiritsister.co.za. And of course, we love hearing from you, so find us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions. As always, from me, Nikki, and the team, shalom, and have a safe and peaceful week.